Hey, you wild women. How's it going? Oh, at the time of this recording, we are coasting into the end of the summer, which means that I have removed my hair extensions and I've kind of low lighted my hair. Now, if you're not a hair person, you don't get this, but listen, I find my identity in long blonde hair. I love it on me. I love it for me. And doing this to protect my hair and for my hair health. Looking at the recording, I'm like, hey, it actually isn't that bad. But I love my blonde hair. I loved the long curls. I absolutely did. However, we need to take a break from these things sometimes. And this is the season. Plus, we're world schooling the boys. So in 3 weeks, we're getting on a plane and we're traveling the world. And there are just places we're going to be dropping into that don't have the right resources to help with the hair that I love. And so right now, my goal is hair health, is growing back what's missing, adding more hair and thicker hair. So that's my journey. And I thought I'd share that with you. I know sometimes we want to, I don't know if you're like me at the end of the season or at the beginning of a season, you want to cut your hair short or do the cute bob with like frosted tips or ombre, and you try it and you hate it. Sometimes it's about getting used to this new look. And other times it's like your identity, right? It's like your identity is maybe your hairdo or what you wear, or the lipstick color. For me, it's my hair. And so this was a big transition, although it's so much easier to maintain. Oh my God. Here we go. We're not talking about hair today. We're talking about how tired a lot of us are for playing small, and the simple method I want to teach you that can change everything for you. And it has a lot to do with putting on that confidence cloak. It has a lot to do with believing in yourself, but doing the scary crap. It means getting uncomfortable. And it means following a method that I created and have transformed my confidence, people that work with me, through me at the society, in the audience at the Pink Skirt Project event. So this is for you, if you've ever been crushing it behind the scenes, building your business, serving your clients, staying in your lane, but you might feel like you're still overlooked or you're underbooked, or you see competitors or friends getting booked on podcasts or stages and you're like, why isn't this me? Like there's good in this. So let me say this. If you're saying, why isn't that me? You're not jealous, but you're like kind of angry at yourself. That means that there's drive there, that there's passion. That means there's conviction for you to actually do the thing. So use that to your advantage. Use it. This episode could be your turning point. We are going to talk briefly about the Rare Expert Method. And I teach that in depth in the society. If you go to thepinkskirtproject.com/society, you can see the coaching program that we've put together as a result of the community, our community. And it's a framework that turns invisible experts into undeniable movement leaders. But this is not an overnight thing. Okay, this takes time. Just like growing your hair out, right? I did all this thing. I had a massive discussion with ChatGPT this morning. And I was like, I'm a 44-year-old woman starting perimenopause. Here are my symptoms. And my nails and my hair grow very, very slow. So how can I make this grow faster? And it said, if you follow this protocol, it can take 8 to 12 weeks for the stuff to even start working. So it's patience, girlfriends. It's patience. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to grow your hair faster. No, I'm just joking. We're going to talk about how to make sure that not only are you identifying as the expert, but you become the expert people call on. So if you're a wild woman like me, let's get real for a second here. There was a time when even I felt like I had all the credentials. I had all the experience. I had all the heart. And yet I kept watching other women get the spotlight. Oh, and it sucked. Because sometimes it was like, the women that you're maybe not jealous of, but the women that you feel like you could be more successful than them, yet they're doing the thing. These are the ones with maybe less experience. They have less depth, but they have more visibility. I often in these moments ask myself, what am I missing? And the answer was very painful but powerful. because I was still playing small. I was throwing excuse after excuse out the window, saying that because I'm a mother, or because I'm this, or because I'm that. These women, they had the same credentials. And this isn't like on a surface level way. I was hiding behind humility, downplaying my genius, waiting to be chosen. Okay, by the way, anybody that's on a big stage, they're not just waiting to be chosen. They're not just like, oh, okay, I'm going to just build a social media account and wait here for someone to show up. No, they're intentionally going out there and putting themselves out there. They're having the scary conversations. They're asking for the thing. This episode is going to tell you about the permission slip and the strategy that will stop you from playing small so you can start leading. Are you with me? We're going to go fast. So first of all, there's this thing called the invisible expert trap. And this is why smart, capable women like you stay overlooked. You've been taught that expertise should speak for itself. But it's a noisy world out there, and it sure as hell doesn't. Because I remember having a conversation with Chantel Adams, who we did her speaker session in this office. And I told her about all the BS crap sandwiches I ate as an entrepreneur, from having a team of 12 to having a business partner leave and sued for wrongful dismissal, and then having to chase, like going through hell with clients. And she said, I did not know this about you. Here's someone who's a friend who I thought knew a lot about my business expertise, and yet is saying, wow, these are stories that I've never heard before, because I never talked about them. Playing small looks like this. You're over-delivering, you're under-sharing, and you're avoiding the spotlight. And let me ask you this. Why do you avoid the spotlight? Sit in that for a second. Answer this question out loud if you're driving in your car, if you're on your walk, walking a dog, even if they're your kids. Why do you avoid being seen, even though it's the one thing you really, really want and need for yourself and your business right now? Because that thing, that little story you keep telling yourself, it's BS. It's BS, sister. And if you're like, I'm afraid of the comments, I'm afraid of the judgment, they're already judging you. They're already talking about you behind your back. They're already probably leaving comments somewhere. And if you're afraid of that, then that's the work you have to do. And ask yourself, what is it about those comments that actually gets you heated? I was actually talking to one of my besties, Anita. You guys all know Anita if you've been to the Pink Skirt Project, about one of the comments that people leave on my husband's social media accounts that drive me insane. It's like the one thing that ruffles my feathers. It is, and this comes up sometimes, people have said, because they don't know me, they think that I'm a gold digger. A gold digger. And I'm like, okay, they don't know that we've been together for over 15 years. And when we first started living together, we shared a 3-bedroom apartment with 2 other people and didn't have a car. And we both hustled and hustled and hustled and hustled our way to where we are together. There were points of friction in our relationship where it almost didn't work. That if I didn't change or if he didn't change, it wasn't going to work. But we committed to each other. And I genuinely believe that the work we did individually and came together as husband and wife was the fuel that we both needed to be successful. So why does this comment trigger me so much? Because I feel like they summarize my entire existence into this woman who is only with a man for his money. And as a feminist, and I question that feminist part, it is the biggest insult. So I do the work on this. Why does it bug me so much? Because they can say stuff about being a bad mother. They can say stuff about whatever, but there's this one thing. So we think about, what is the one thing that stops you from showing up, putting yourself out there? Is it the comments? Is it you don't know what to say? Listen, you got to start somewhere. So the fear that's underneath all of this always comes down to this. People often say this: if I shine too bright, I'll be judged. You see, visibility isn't vanity. It's a responsibility when your work can change lives. So if you understand that the work you're doing is helping somebody with their life, save time, save money, help them with their health, it's a responsibility for you to be seen. You are creating an impact. And you're doing your people a disservice by not showing up. I've said that for the past 13 years in the world of public relations. So here's this thing really quickly. If you have the ability to write this down, write this down. If not, direct message me on Instagram, Renee_Warren. It is called the Rare Expert Method. So this is what it is and why it works. The Rare Expert Method, it's a framework that transforms invisible experts into movement leaders, like what we did for the Pink Skirt Project. And it identifies and amplifies what makes you irresistible in your field. I launched an event for female entrepreneurs. There are a dime a dozen. There's lots of them out there. There's lots to choose from, lots of different flavors, lots of tastes. And I was going up against, honestly, in the event space, this is like, it's taking a massive risk. If you're in the world of events, you know this. So many things can happen. But I just knew I had to do this. I knew I had a responsibility to the people who have found me online, who follow me, who want to be in a room that is so curated from the best energy of these people. And I did it. So the Rare Expert Method is rooted on 4 pillars. The first R for rare is you're rooted in identity. Talked about my blonde hair. Okay. Know what makes your voice, story, and lens unique and lead with it. I actually have a confidence code lead magnet. If you go to reneewarren.com, it's a really cool lead magnet that talk about creating confidence and what confidence is and the confidence you need to succeed. Go download it. And I want to know, what do people say only you can do like you do it? So what are the things that you're an expert at? For the longest time, for me, it was PR. And I did well, but I did not like doing it. And I was denying myself the opportunity to double click and dive into the Pink Skirt Project because I was so afraid of all the things that people would think and say if I stepped away from an industry I had been in for so long. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Actually, the comments were, what's next, Renee? What are you working on? Whatever you do, sign me up. So the R for rare is rooted in identity. And why this is so important is because it is who you are. When you are working in line with who you are, the things you love to do that you're passionate about, that's where ease and flow show up. That's where the work is fun. That's where you can see the bigger picture and actually understand how to make money, how to be visible. You know what to talk about. I can go off and off about confidence now because I've lived the experience to transform myself. And I understood very well in these moments of transformation, of unbecoming the old version of me and becoming the 10.0 version of Renee, attracted abundance and wealth and relationships. So what do you have to unbecome? And what identity do you actually have to root yourself into to be that next version of you? The next is A, which is authority activation. Stop waiting to be chosen. Share insights that position you as a trusted authority. Be the source, not just the echo. Don't repeat what other people are saying. Listen, if you can, turn off social media for a whopping 24 hours. Don't even go to ChatGPT. Sit down, pen and paper, get your notebook like this, like I do right now. I have these, I'm writing down my talk for the Rich Girl Energy Talk, which I'm doing inside Work Wives community. And this is going to be a talk that I keynote on other stages. And don't even get outside influence because most of what you need to share with the world is already in you. It's already in your brain. You've already lived the experiences. You've already taught on this. You've already learned this. Take note of it. How can you be the authority activation for this thing? Do not look at the competition. Don't even count the competition. There's like 8 billion people in this world. If you can even get 0.0000005% of that, you can make a decent living. So the R in rare, the second R, is resonance-driven messaging. Resonance-driven messaging. Speak directly to the emotional heartbeat of your audience. For me, it's rich girl energy, but that doesn't mean having millions and millions of dollars in the bank account, even though that's pretty awesome. It really means the abundance mindset of feeling like I deserve it. Because the more that you step into this energy of abundance, you're attracting things, it happens. Like that's what happened with our event that I'm always going to reference. even when I was closing deals with clients in my PR agency. When I believed that I could make this sale, when I believed that I can grow the business, that's when people dropped in and they started paying me and they would never question the price. They would just buy the thing. But your messaging has to be aligned with that belief. Your messaging has to be aligned with that identity. So you go from this is what I do messaging to this is what changes for you when we work together messaging. So this is like the case studies, the before and afters, or the transformations you guarantee your customers and your clients. The resonance-driven messaging. Do you ever receive an ad and the first thing you say is, oh my God, they're talking to me. They're speaking right to me because it's the pain point. And it's probably very succinct. It's simple. It's solving one problem. Could be about hot flashes. That is it. Like perimenopause and menopause symptoms are diabolical. And there are many of them. There's like 55 million, it seems. But hot flashes are very common. And it's something that other people can see. Mine get so hot sometimes that I actually feel dizzy and nauseous. So whenever I see an ad or something delivered to me that is specific about hot flashes, I click on it. Is it a supplement? Is it a special device? Is it a fan? Like, what is it? When you can get your resonance-driven messaging dialed in, that is when you can practice your keynote, create a keynote, know what speaking points you can pitch to be on a podcast, know what book you can write. Get so dialed into what this one thing is. Start with what is the outcome? What is the transformation? That is your resonance-driven messaging. The last is E, which is embodied leadership. Embodied leadership. This is leading in your full energy. This is integration, not imitation. It's integration, not imitation. You are creating your own SHIT, and people are subscribing to you because you've created this. You've manufactured this. For instance, like movement doesn't require a megaphone. It starts with conviction. So meaning your first step doesn't require you to just stand up and announce the thing that you're doing or your identity and all this stuff. It just starts with you believing that it can be done. And even if you have to lie a little bit, like I remember when I walked into that Metro hall and I was like, I needed to have the event there, the first event. And I asked the manager, what is the seating capacity of this room theater style? And she said 350. And in my mind, I was like, that naive, like innocent first time doing this. I was like, oh, no problem. We're going to fill this room. And when I told that story to some people, because they asked how many people are we expecting, and I told them, they gasped and they're like, this is your first event. And I'm like, what? Like it's hard or something? It's like, it's having a baby hard. And we had our first baby. It was hard, but let me tell you, so in line with this work that the hard work I knew was part of the process that I just went with it. They just throw crap at me and stuff was happening. And I was like, no big deal. Little hiccups here and there. But I know the outcome is going to be so exquisite for so many people. And we crushed it. So that conviction is so important. And if you don't have the conviction, go back to the drawing board. What is it? Where do you doubt yourself? And also like the last 10 solo episodes on this podcast talk about this in detail. So I can be your free therapist for you. Go check it out. You have to stop being interchangeable and become undeniable. That is really what you're trying to achieve. Interchangeable means like, well, I could go to her or her or her or her for the same thing, but who do I feel like going to? And then you need to be the undeniable one. And becoming undeniable means that you believe in your message, your resonance-driven message so much that people subscribe to it and they're sharing it. So stop being interchangeable. Don't be like a Lego piece. You're not interchangeable. You become undeniable. So this all sounds great, right? The rare method. Now you need to know, when are you even ready to step into this? Because it sounds kind of scary, right? Being on podcasts, pitching yourself, to be in the media, to be on stages, sounds like a lot of work. And it is. It is a lot of work. I'm not gonna deny that. Kind of like growing your hair back. It takes 8 to 12 weeks for the process to even start. Okay? I'm not upset whatsoever. That's okay. The same thing for this, to get that conviction is like, daily affirmations, journaling, all this stuff that you already know about, but you might not be doing, or you might not be doing right. So when you're ready for this, there are clear signs. You've mastered your craft, but you still feel invisible in your industry. You know you're meant to lead, but you've been hiding behind strategy. I know a lot of people who sign up for multiple courses, multiple coaching programs, because they think that is the solution to their problem. But they're still hidden behind this veil of not believing in themselves, not having that conviction. They think that the next step to success is just another program. Stop right there, sister. One thing at a time, fully executed, the best of your ability. And this is what we promise in this society. If you go to pinkskirtproject.com/society, we help you through all of this stuff. And last thing, you know you're ready to attract aligned clients who respect your work and they pay for your genius. And you're not afraid to charge whatever that number is. Listen, I went through this whole thing about what do we price our coaching program. And there was part of me that's like, it broke my heart because that means we couldn't serve some of the women that we knew we could help. But also, we're just getting started. We're just figuring this out. And you know what? We charge what we do because we know the outcome and the transformation for these women is worth at least 10x that. Okay? So how you apply this today, right now, as you're driving or walking or whatever it is you're doing, is you need to claim your onlyness, your oneness. You need to write down the 3 things you do differently from others in your industry. Okay? What do we do differently at Pink Skirt Project? Oh my gosh, one is a lot of pink, a lot of pink. And we invite people to come to our event dressed in pink skirts. And then it's Anita and I that show up on stage and on coaching calls. And sometimes it's just her and sometimes it's just me. But we understand that our energy together just amplifies all the magic. So how we're different is this is 2 entrepreneurs coming in and giving the advice. And there's just so many things that are unique about what we do. We don't look at what everybody else has done. We've created something that we know is unique to the women that we're serving. Now I need you to share a resonant truth online. Go to your stories on Instagram, post something that feels real, not rehearsed. That's what builds connection, right? You're flexing the muscle. And for me, it's like going on lives and shooting stories, even when I'm not feeling pretty or maybe I just rolled out of bed, because it's not about how I look. It's about that resonance. It's about the relatability. It's about the visibility. If we only ever saved our lives and our stories for the moments when we felt like we looked the best, we'd be failing. Because the people that are succeeding online, the visibility show up no matter what they look like. They might have a black eye because some kid hit them with something. Or for me, it was like after I got my nose job. After I got my nose job, I was puffy and I had a cast on and I had bruises under my eyes and I still showed up. And you know what? People pass judgment. And I'm like, that's good. That's you. That's you, sister. That is you, not me. Then you need to create a ritual of embodied confidence. What is it? So ritual of embodied confidence before client calls or before content creation or before showing up on a live or even on a podcast, ask, what would the rare expert version of me say or do right now? So for us, Anita and I, before our coaching calls, which we do every Thursday live with our community, we have a little jam session before we go over some of the content we're going to discuss and the stories that we're going to share. And that fires us up. We dance and we like celebrate and we just bring that energy into the room all the time, even if I'm having a hot flash. Because we are showing up with such conviction. We want that transformation for our people. So the rare expert is the one that shows up despite not having their hair the way they want it, or shows up despite not having the lipstick that they want. So and all this to say, when you're tired of playing small, you got to step in and just do something really big and really scary. Because that's what sets that momentum for you. That momentum is the biggest thing. Create the momentum to become the expert. So I want to remind you that you're not behind. Doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been in the industry, you're not behind. You're just slowly unmuting yourself. The rare expert method isn't just a business framework. It's a reclamation. I can't even ever say that word, reclamation. Reclamation. It's your voice. It's your value. It's your vision. It's your identity. Because when you stop playing small, you don't just grow a business. You have the potential of creating and growing a movement. And the world needs more women like you, leading the way, creating a movement, supporting other women or whatever it is, creating generational wealth, showing the kids that mama can do it too. You're not meant to be everyone's favorite, right? Like my favorite ice cream used to be chocolate chip mint. And now it's like peanut butter. I don't even know, probably peanut butter chocolate crunch. But that's not everyone's favorite ice cream. You're meant to be the one for the right people. And that's what rare experts do. They become the one, they find their people, and they're the one for those people. So before I go, don't hang up. I want you to go to thepinkskirtproject.com and I want you to browse the tickets because you should either get in the room next July in Kelowna, BC, or inquire about our coaching program that has helped already women transform themselves. The confidence, the conviction, making money, putting offers together. So that's pinkskirtproject.com. As always, I'm here to support you. Check me out on Instagram, Renee_Warren. Till next time, ladies, peace out.